And I'll give you an example, and this isn't meant to call out, obviously, somebody's name and information's blurred, but this is an actual tweet from somebody, a communications expert, who on March 13th of 2009 typed, "Trying to figure out how to use Twitter." Not sure why folks post these things, but maybe this is your first lesson to learn. Let's not do this for folks to see. October 7th, the same individual was ready to present at an annual conference for a trade association. So from March 13th to October 17th, that individual became an expert. That's not saying that that's the timeline for expertise. However, what it's saying is you can do it. You can ride that curve. You can become knowledgeable so that you put social media to work for you. Myth number 2. This is also a frequently spoken sentence to us. We need to get quickly on board with social media so people will think we're tech savvy. A lot of folks think that just by being there, it's kind of being seen at a certain restaurant or club that all of a sudden you're associated with something positive. It's not so true. If you jump into social media without doing your homework and misstep, you can easily present yourself as otherwise. Those too anxious to forge ahead without learning all the nuances and not having an overall plan in mind, and I'll talk about that more later on, can make missteps that will cause people to think totally the opposite. And online, missteps can last forever, as evidenced by that little example that I showed you. Here's another one that's really hard for some folks to grasp until you break it down for them. Social media doesn't cost anything, so there's no reason not to do it. I can go on Facebook right now and create you a page. They don't charge my account or PayPal anything, so why not? But the truth is, social media is an ongoing commitment of time. So, in the adage, if you believe time equals money, to do the proper planning, to do the proper homework, to move yourself forward and have deliberate steps within social media, it is certainly a time and therefore a money commitment. But if you do it right and find the path that's perfect for your business, you'll realize there's a return on that investment. Here's another one near and dear to our hearts. If we do the social media thing right, it will directly impact sales. Reminds me of back when the websites became able to be done by most companies and promise of 8 million prospects at your door. It's not an if you do it, they will come sort of thing. And the truth is, social media is an ideal channel for relationship building, not sales generation. And I'm sure if I had sound coming from you all, there's probably a little bit of a groan saying, oh, I was really hoping that I'd find that magic bullet and increase our sales just by going on social media. But one of the better known folks in the whole business relationship realm, David Noor, wrote an article called The Best and Worst of Enterprise Social Media. And his quote, I think, kind of frames this whole concept out fairly well. He said, the worst thing you can do on social media is to sell. Doing so unequivocally turns everybody off. Most people will disengage when confronted with overt and covert sales pitches, personal or professional. This is just the reality of it. Folks are on social media to be social. There are opportunities for businesses, but those aren't necessarily handshake deals and things of that nature. Myth number 5. Folks see how easy it is to get on Facebook and change it and do everything they want, or one of the other social media platforms, and say we need to focus more on a Facebook page and let our website take a back seat. Truth is, A current and robust website should be the cornerstone of your communications and in place before delving into social media. Your website should be the cornerstone of your online and overall marketing communications. One point to make about that is you own your website presence and have total control over your site, its content, its appearance, and it can be 100% reflective of your brand. The social media platforms don't belong to you and can change at a moment's notice. You've probably seen some of the rumors going around from time to time on Facebook that they're going to start charging. Well, what if you're on and you're dependent upon that presence and all of a sudden it changes? Sure, you'll have to pay. Or what if it goes down? Who do you call? When your website goes down or has a glitch, you call your IT folks and they can come to the rescue. You're in control, you own it. In fact, the focus on a robust website is vital for a strong online presence. Social media should complement your website, not the other way around. How well does your website tell your organization's story? Who do you expect to visit there? Is it right as far as the info there for them? Is it clear what the next steps in communication should be with those who visit? If all of these are in place, then social media can add other communications opportunities and venues. You can augment your website's info with up-to-the-minute info that displays your expertise or sparks conversation among prospects or customers. In fact, when we were putting this presentation together, Kirsten and I had a conversation about RMC and their situation with taking a look at website and having social media something that will follow as far as a plan goes.
Yeah, and we basically decided that we are not ready for social media at this time. We have embraced on two pretty major website upgrade initiatives, and until those are complete, we won't be embracing social media because we don't have the proper capabilities in place to direct them to places on our website for further information, which is one of our goals in using social media.
Now let's move on to explore a little bit about how social media can work for you. And I think there's 2 points, even just that phrase. The first being that your entree into social media is an exploration, not just from the time you get on and then it stops. It's always an exploration. Things are changing, evolving. You really have to stay on top of it. The second is that this part can work for you is of the utmost importance. While I'll talk about a lot of different things, you'll read about a lot of different things regarding social media, it has to be right for you and your organization. There isn't one template that everyone falls into. There's not a cookie cutter solution that will get you to where you're at. First of all, your goals and objectives are most likely different than the company next to you. Therefore, your whole plan has to be tailored toward what you need within the realm of communications. Say, easy enough, Joe, but how do we do this? What I've tried to do today is just map out some simple steps on how to start thinking a little bit differently about social media. Remember I talked about at the beginning the barriers that keep us from going there and doing what we need to do? Well, there's really a few key steps as we see it, as we recommend for our client. The greatest of those is observe and learn.